You're listening to Gamer Girls Radio, sponsored by the Pink Controller.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back for another gaming news update. It's the big Saturday show, game news from the last week. And before we get into the absolute madness of today's lineup, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for news and more.
For sure.
Also, if you need to upgrade your setup or just, want to look amazing while gaming, thepinkcontroller.com is hands down the best source for top-tier gamer merch. You totally have to check them out.
Yeah, it is a seriously packed week. We are covering everything from, wandering baby boars to brutally oppressive medieval prisons.
So wild.
I mean, the goal today is really just giving you the ultimate shortcut to what you need to know in the gaming landscape right now.
Okay, strap in because we have a massive rapid-fire lineup today. We are blasting through 15 incredible game announcements, updates, and drops.
It's a lot.
It is. I am so hyped I can barely sit still. But before we start, have you ever wondered why we voluntarily subject ourselves to stressful, punishing virtual worlds right after a stressful, punishing day at work?
Honestly, yeah.
Right. Today, as we run through these 15 massive updates, we are going to look at the psychology of control. So let's kick things off at number 1 with a massive dose of pocket-sized nostalgia.
Oh, this one is huge.
Yes. Disney epic Mickey Rebrushed is officially coming to mobile. THQ Nordic and developer Snapshot Games are giving us the 3D platformer remake on iOS and Android.
Which is, it's a major release for mobile gamers. You're playing as Mickey, armed with a magic brush, painting and thinning the environment of Wasteland to reshape it.
I have to pause you right there, though, because this was originally a Wii game.
Right.
It was built entirely around physical motion controls, swinging your arm to paint the world. So how on earth does that translate to a flat piece of glass in your pocket without feeling completely clunky?
Well, that is exactly the hurdle Snapshot Games had to clear. And it's why this port is so fascinating. By optimizing the touch controls, that act of painting and thinning actually becomes incredibly tactile on a phone screen.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, instead of gesturing with the plastic remote, your finger is the brush. You are physically swiping directly over the obstacles to erase them, or, dragging across a gap to draw a bridge.
Wait, so you're actually drawing it?
Exactly. It completely changes the connection between the player and the mechanics, making it feel less like pushing buttons and more like actual finger painting.
Okay, that actually sounds amazing. I love the idea of physically touching the game world like that.
Yeah.
Let's look at game number 2, which also involves touching the screen, but in a totally different way.
Crowns and Pawns.
Yeah. Tag of Joy just dropped the trailer for Crowns and Pawns Amber Road for PC. It's a point-and-click adventure where you play as Milda Kovas, who is accused of stealing a legendary artifact called the Sunstone. And we just love a protagonist on the run trying to clear her name. But usually point-and-clicks devolve into me just blindly clicking every pixel on the screen until a puzzle solves itself. What makes this one stand out?
What stands out here is how they anchor the puzzle logic. Because like you said, point-and-click games often suffer from moon logic.
Yes.
Where, combining a rubber chicken with a pulley to cross a gap makes zero sense.
Yes.
But here, the developers weave actual Baltic myths and legends together with authentic historical European locations across Lithuania, Austria, and Italy.
Oh, wow.
So the puzzles are grounded in historical context rather than, cartoon physics.
So you actually have to think about the lore to progress.
Exactly. And they enforce that logic through the voice acting. They've brought in a stellar cast, featuring actors from Monkey Island and God of War.
No way! That's such a good cast.
Yeah, so when a character explains a piece of Baltic mythology to you, it's not just flavor text. It's the vocal clue you need to solve the environmental puzzle. It really grounds the mechanics in genuine character drama.
Speaking of genuine drama, our third game drops you right into the absolute worst situation imaginable.
Yeah, this one is rough.
Assemble Entertainment announced Sin or Suffer for PC. It is a grueling survival horror JRPG set in a brutal medieval prison that's completely overrun.
Grueling is definitely the word for it.
Honestly, deciding what game to play from our backlog is already a sin or suffer situation, but it's giving heavy fear and hunger and berserk vibes. You mentioned something earlier about the mechanics here, though, that completely blew my mind.
Right, yes, the developers, Gritty Piggy, introduced this mind-bending mechanic where language itself can reshape reality.
Wait, what does that actually mean in practice? How does reading words help me survive a monster trying to mutilate my character?
Well, in a traditional JRPG, you hit an enemy with a sword until its health bar hits 0. Right. In Sin or Suffer, it is about how you comprehend the world. As you gather lore and decipher texts scattered around this prison, your character's understanding of the universe shifts.
Okay, I'm following.
And that linguistic comprehension literally alters the turn-based fights. Deciphering a forgotten language might reveal a psychological weakness in an enemy, or, completely change the layout of the dungeon you are navigating.
That is insane.
You have to meticulously manage scarce resources, but understanding the environment is just as critical to your survival as your health potions.
That is terrifying and brilliant. Okay, we desperately need a palate cleanser after a gruesome medieval prison riot.
Yes, please.
How about the cutest baby animal ever? Coming physically to PS5 this November 12th, it's Peacock's cozy board game, Adorable Adventure.
This one is just so sweet.
I practically squeal every time I see it. You play as Boris, this mischievous little baby boar trying to find his family after a forest fire. But let me push back for a second. With the premise like that, are we sure this isn't just a walking simulator where you just hold the joystick forward and trot around looking cute?
It is a totally fair question, but no. The gameplay loop relies on incredibly intricate scent tracking mechanics.
Scent tracking, like visual trails on the screen.
Well, it's deeper than that. Boris has a developing sense of smell, so you have to learn to filter out distracting aromas in the environment to follow specific trails. It's an olfactory puzzle.
Oh, that's really cool.
Plus, when you actually locate your wayward brothers and sisters, you can't just bump into them to collect them.
Wait, you can't?
No, you have to solve environmental puzzles tailored to their unique personalities to convince them to follow you. One sibling might be skittish, requiring a stealth approach, while another might be stubborn and need to be lured with specific food.
That is so thoughtful.
Yeah, and all of this is set in a meticulously detailed recreation of France's national park. It's exploration with actual mechanical depth.
Okay, you completely sold me. It's adorable watching an animal explore the natural world. But what happens when a human tries to navigate a world entirely made of monsters?
That is a very different vibe.
Totally. Game number 5 is Dance of Theseus. Wings Interactive has a PC demo out right now for this monster ballroom dress-up life sim.
The concept is so out there, I love it.
It really is. You play as Thea, a human plastic surgeon trapped in a monster world. It's like Cinderella, but instead of a fairy godmother, you're Dr. Frankenstein crafting your own ball gown out of phantom limbs and clockwork hearts.
Yeah, which sounds incredibly messy.
Right. How does fashion translate into combat?
Well, Citrate Studio designed an incredibly tight gameplay loop. You spend half your time in a life sim dating these mythical monsters and gathering resources. But the core progression is tied to a turn-based strategy minigame on the dance floor.
So the dress is your weapon.
Precisely. You have to craft specific body parts and garments, matching colors, textures, and mechanical properties.
Okay.
A clockwork heart might act as a rhythm multiplier for your dance moves, while a phantom limb gives you an extra action turn. You combine these elements to create combos in actual dance battles against rival monsters.
Fashion is literally war. I love the strategy behind that. It takes the entirely subjective idea of aesthetics and gamifies it into hard tactical combat math.
It really does.
Now, monsters and myths in a ballroom are tough, but they pale in comparison to the most unforgiving mythical landscape in gaming history. Game number 6. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Bandai Namco is bringing The Lands Between to the Nintendo Switch 2 on August 28th.
Which is huge.
I am losing my mind over the fact that the 400+ Game of the Year winner is going portable, and it includes the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion. I am specifically hyped about the brand new ability to customize Torrent with armor.
I mean, contextualizing how massive an achievement it is to bring this sprawling, fractured open world to a portable console is tough. Doing that without sacrificing the frame rate required for precision dodging is a massive technical feat.
Seriously, but let's be real for a second. Scaling a massive From Software engine down, how is this not just going to be a blurry slideshow?
That is the miracle of optimization we're seeing with this hardware generation. But beyond the tech, they're adding 2 brand new starting classes.
Does a starting class really matter that much in a game where you can eventually level up everything?
Oh, in Elden Ring, your starting class dictates your early game survival.
Wow.
By introducing 2 new classes with completely unique starting weapons and stat distributions, they're fundamentally breaking the current meta.
Oh, wow.
It gives veteran players a completely new, mathematically distinct way to approach the punishing combat and exploration right from the jump.
Incredible. From the punishing, stress-inducing open world of Elden Ring, let's fast travel to an open world where you literally cannot die.
That sounds like a relief.
Game number 7. Pofu Pofu Studios just dropped a free Steam demo for Seina, A Tale of Spirits. It is a cozy, combat-free watercolor adventure. I love that Mika is just looking for her missing cat, Seina. Finally, a game where I can just pet the spirit animals instead of dodging their attacks.
Yes, and the background story is beautiful. The solo developer, RG Rebrushed, was inspired by the quiet, unhurried light of traditional Japanese villages during her honeymoon.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right. It gives the game its distinct Ghibli-esque charm. By removing combat and fail states, the mechanics shift entirely to light environmental puzzles and rhythm.
But if there are no enemies and no dying, where is the actual game?
The game is in the observation. You are observing the behavior of gentle spirit animals to figure out how to clear a blocked path or coax a creature out of hiding. It forces you to slow down and exist in these hand-painted watercolor landscapes.
It sounds like the perfect decompression game. We love a quest to find a missing cat, but right now, there's a very famous scuba diver who is missing his diving gear.
He really is everywhere.
He is. Game number 8 is Heartopia's crossover with Dave the Diver. XD Network's mobile and PC life sim is doing a massive event until September 7th.
Yeah, Dave washed up in Heartopia.
And now we have to scour the ocean map for his diving valve components. But you know, crossovers usually mean opening my wallet for premium currency. Am I just paying real money for a blue and yellow wetsuit?
Not at all, and that is what stands out about this collaboration. Players don't need premium currency to participate.
Wait, really?
Really. Just by cleaning the ocean or gathering collectibles, you earn the valves Dave needs. You trade those gameplay-earned items for his signature wetsuit and bancho sushi recipes for your Heartopia home.
That is how you do a crossover, right? Using it to reward players for engaging with core mechanics instead of hitting them with a paywall?
Exactly.
Okay, from deep sea diving to high flying on a motor broom. Game number 9 is Crescent Country, Kinetic Publishing's summer 2027 release for PC and consoles about messy young adults on an island.
It's such a cool concept.
It is the ultimate 20-something simulator. It's giving Kiki's delivery service, but if Kiki was a chaotic street racer dodging local drama...
Yeah, the unique cozy with bite subgenre.
But driving games usually stress me out with punishing countdown timers. What exactly is the bite?
The bite is the social drama and the driving physics, not a stressful ticking clock. The developers emphasize that driving your motor broom is about flow state movement.
Flow state. Like getting into a rhythm.
Exactly. You are drifting around this painterly, witch-tech open world, managing your momentum. The mechanics of movement feel intrinsically rewarding, rather than just serving as a frustrating vehicle to get from point A to point B.
So it's more about the actual driving feel.
Right, and flirting with your friends. The challenge comes from mastering the handling of the broom and navigating chaotic interpersonal relationships, not beating a timer.
Managing your messy 20s life and delivering packages is a lot of work. What if you could just hire an army to do the heavy lifting for you?
Which brings us to Game 10.
Orc Incremental, releasing September 8th on Steam. This is an incremental auto-battler where you manage a dark fantasy horde. I joke about living the dream of being middle management for a clan of orcs, but seriously, I just want to sit back and watch them do the work.
It's a great power fantasy. But you aren't just watching. You are drafting units, setting formations on a grid, and maybe utilizing active spells at key moments. The game essentially plays itself based on the variables you set.
But don't you eventually hit a wall where the enemies are just mathematically stronger than your army?
Yes, and that introduces the defining mechanic of the genre, which they call the Dark Rebirth.
Ooh, sounds ominous.
When you hit that inevitable progression wall, you perform a rebirth. This wipes out your current run, but in exchange, you earn permanent power multipliers.
Oh, I see.
It forces you to constantly refine your starting tactics while feeding that satisfying psychological loop of long-term mastery.
Watching an army fight automatically is relaxing, but our next game demands intense cooperation, especially if you're afraid of the dark.
Yes, Fading Light.
Game 11. Punica Games just launched their Steam playtest on August 17th for this 2D Metroidvania, and I want to focus on the incredibly unique co-op mode. You can literally force your friend to play as a character named Spark and act as your personal flashlight. Best co-op feature ever.
It is such a brilliant evolution of asymmetric co-op.
Wait, what does asymmetric co-op really mean in this context?
It means the two players are playing fundamentally different games on the same screen. One player is handling the complex platforming and combat. The other player, controlling Spark, has a completely different skill tree.
So they aren't fighting.
No, they are managing the radius of the light, the battery power, and blinding enemies.
So if your friend messes up the lighting, you just fall into a spike pit in the dark.
Precisely. You are entirely dependent on the resource management to see the world. And what's also impressive is that this hand-drawn Metroidvania started as a humble 36-hour game jam project.
Wait, really? Just 36 hours?
Yep, and now it has evolved into a robust title with local and remote play.
Being responsible for a light source is high stakes, but it's nothing compared to being responsible for a rowdy dive bar.
Definitely not.
Game 12 is Roadhouse Simulator. Drago Entertainment's demo for a brawling bar management sim is out now on Steam. I am so hyped for the chaos.
It looks intense.
It's set in the gas station simulator universe, but instead of pumping gas, you're pouring pints, scrubbing disgusting bathrooms, and dodging gang fights. If a fight breaks out, do I just grab a baseball bat and jump in?
You can, but that is where the hidden strategic layer comes in. You are managing gang reputation and influence. When a fight kicks off between rival biker gangs, you have a split-second decision to make.
Let them fight or step in.
Exactly. If you step in and break it up, you might save the expensive furniture you just placed. But you risk permanently damaging your standing with a specific gang.
Oh, which could be bad for business.
Right. It might cut off your access to certain black market supplies they provide. Or you step back, let them smash your bar to splinters, and keep your faction reputation intact.
Wow, every violent outburst is a butterfly effect. If managing a chaotic roadhouse requires too much active attention, how about a game that practically plays itself on your desktop?
Boil cabbage, make soup.
Game 13, Valorware's quirky $2.99 desktop companion game is out now. I love the concept of an idle game that lives on your desktop. I can literally level up my onion soup-making empire while I'm answering work emails. Peak productivity.
It really is. And it's set in the Ninth Dawn universe, but what makes it fascinating is that they engineered online multiplayer into the idle framework.
Wait, how do you play multiplayer in a game that plays itself?
Well, it creates a passive social economy. You and up to 2 friends can visit each other's soup islands. By linking your desktop companions, you provide passive buffs and special bonuses to each other's production rates.
That is so smart.
It is. Adding a social element is a huge rarity in the idle genre.
We love a tiny chef on our computer screen, but how about giant, heavily armed robots taking over the screen? Game 14.
Yes, Pat Labor, The Case Files.
Good Smile Company is dropping a 3D mecha action game on PS5 and PC on September 17th. I am ready to join the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. I'm thrilled you get to pilot over 20 iconic labors, including the Ingram and Griffin. But is this just mindless robot boxing?
Not at all. For fans of the classic anime, the appeal is the grounded industrial physics. Labors aren't magical superhero mechs.
Right, they're machines.
Yeah, they are heavy, cumbersome industrial robots originally built for construction. So the momentum and physics are incredibly deliberate.
Does it follow the anime story?
Narratively, it offers dual perspectives. You play missions from the viewpoint of the police trying to maintain order, and then you flip to the perspective of the criminals causing the chaos.
That sounds amazing.
Plus, there's a dedicated simulator mode specifically for labor versus labor combat training.
Okay, giant police robots are constantly watching the city, but in our 15th and final game, the person watching the city is you,
This one is intense.
the Watcher. Yesterday's Sandwich built this psychological thriller surveillance sim in Unreal Engine 5, and it literally gives me chills. It's basically Hitchcock's Rear Window, but you're working for a totalitarian state in the city of Z. You set up a spy room, take photos, and obsess over an evidence board.
And the audio interception mechanics are incredible.
Am I just passively listening to cutscenes play out?
No, it's a highly active paranoid mechanic.
Yeah.
You have to physically manipulate the audio waveforms, filtering out background noise, traffic, and static to catch a single hidden phrase spoken through a wall.
That sounds incredibly tense.
The tension is entirely systemic. Because you are the one filtering the audio, you start to doubt what you actually heard. Then comes the heavy moral weight of deciding who to report.
Because reporting them ruins their lives.
Exactly, it alters their fate permanently. The game's UI actively makes you question your own reality and whether the narrative you are constructing is even true.
Wow. Okay, we just blasted through 15 massive news drops in record time, and my head is spinning in the best way possible.
There's a lot of ground to cover.
It really was. But I want you to think about the journey we just went on. From spying on your neighbors in The Watcher, to micromanaging an orc army, to guiding Boris the Boar. Are we just playing God in these digital worlds? Or do these games reveal that we all secretly crave a little bit of control over our chaotic lives?
That is a great question.
It is definitely something to think about while you're updating your wish list this weekend. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe for news and more. That is it for the Big Saturday Show. Keep gaming, and we will see you next time.